we are going to install BryteFlow control room. So this is the link we have received in our email. Just go to this link and download the zip file. Copy this folder to your E drive. Copy this path. Open a command prompt as administrator. And go to E drive. And execute install -service.bat file. The service room, the service has been installed for BryteFlow control room. So if you just refresh your services, there it is. You can start it. Go to localhost 9091. So this is the control room, and this is the default pipeline that come default. This is the URL you'll have to edit to point it to your ingest. So now we'll go ahead and install the first ingest pipeline. So this is the ingest download link we have received. Go ahead and download it. Copy this path, this ingest, to the same path in BryteFlow. You can call it pipeline 1. Create another copy. Just paste it all over again. You can call it pipeline 2. Again, make a third copy. So this can be, say, pipeline 3. The installation of BryteFlow ingest service will be exactly same as the control room. All you have to do is go to this path and run that same batch file. Installs -service.bat. So this ingest has been installed. Now, to add the control room to ingest, all we have to do is just take this URL, go to the control room, and change this URL. Accordingly, you have to set in the yellow and the amber alert latency limits. So if there is an extraction that reaches is done in 15 minutes, then the yellow latency is reached, and a yellow alert could be sent out using SNS or a CloudWatch logs. If nothing is extracted or loaded for 1 hour, then a red alert would be sent out. Below 15 minutes, everything would be green. So this is how you set the alerts. So the pipeline 2, I'll just set it to 8081. And let's have this latency to 2 minutes. So this is all configurable and up to your requirement. So I'll make it 0 and 10 minutes and hit save. That's all. So the control room will automatically connect to your ingest and it will start loading the data. Now, once the ingest is installed, you can go to configuration and licenses and send this key to, just copy this and send it to support@bryteflow.com to get a valid license. But make sure that you copy and paste this. So let's go and start configuring. So this is the dashboard of ingest. Here you see the number of records that have been extracted on an hourly or daily basis. You can shift the view In the lower hand of the screen, you see the pie chart that shows the extraction and the loading process. You can turn on and off the schedule. Also, the schedule will be set and the total number of tables that are selected. So to make the connections, you go to connections and source database. So we can extract from Oracle, SQL Server, SAP HANA, MariaDB, MySQL, SAP HANA, then JDBC full extracts, or we can extract from any database using JDBC. Also, we can extract from Postgres and Salesforce. So here I will display the SQL change tracking. So you require a host name or an IP address. So I'll use a IP address, port 1433, demo 2023, username and password. To verify the connection, you can hit test connection and the connection is verified and saved. Now moving on to the destination side. So in destinations, we support S3 using EMR. We can load to S3, the merge files, and load to Redshift as well. Or we can merge the files on S3 and load the table to Athena as well. We can take the files directly to Redshift or Snowflake, or we can put the raw Delta files onto S3, and the merge process will be totally customizable by you. Then we can extract load to Postgres as well, or we can load to Kafkas, or we can put the deltas directly to S3. So here I will use Snowflake. So to connect to the Snowflake, I need the URL, then the account name, warehouse, database name, user ID, and password. To test the connection, you can hit test connection and it gets saved. Now in credentials, if you are using S3 as the destination, you can provide the AWS access keys, or you can also use AWS IAM access. In email notification, you can set up the email notifications to send out an alert. If there is a network drop or some error occurs, an email could be sent out. Now, going to the data, you can select the database. So this is the database. You can drill down to the schema and select the tables. Just select the checkbox, click on the table. Here you see the table name and it allows you to select the transfer types. So first transfer type is by primary key. So it creates a like-to-like copy of the source table on the destination side. So it's an exact replica of the source table. And in the second type, by primary key with history, it creates a SCD type 2 history using upserts. For this, we create two extra columns, EFF_DT and N_DT. So using these two columns, we create the history. On the right-hand side, you can see the column list. Then it allows you to select the primary keys. So Ingest will automatically detect and select the primary key for you. The second column is mask. So mask is a secondary feature. So if you select any of the mask and any of the columns, then data for that column is never extracted. It comes out as null. T-change was used in legacy SAP systems, so it's not applicable to SQL source. Partitioning in the so you can enable the partitioning if the destination database supports it. So right now Snowflake doesn't support it, so we can't do that. Then the next option is skip initial extract. So the skip, if you have a huge table in terabytes or hundreds of gigabytes, you can use a companion tool called Excel Ingest. So to use Excel Ingest, you can mark this table as skip initial extract and do the bulk initial load using Excel Ingest. And after that, Ingest will continue to do the delta extraction and merge. Then the next one is redo initial extract. So for some reason, you want to redo the entire bulk load of that table. So you just select this and go to the next page and do the sync new table. So it will redo the complete load of that table. Then the last feature here is the filter. So you can put in a where clause to filter out the records. So it only gets the records that match that filter. Now moving on to the schedule. So here we see 4 buttons. So first one is the full extract. Full extract is done at the first initial setup. So it does the bulk initial load of all the tables that have been selected. Sync new tables is if you have an ongoing replication and you add a few more tables to it and hit sync new table, so it will do the bulk load of the newly added tables and the tables that have been marked for redo initial extract. Sync struct. So sync struct is used to compare the source table structure and the destination table structure. And if there is a change, it will be automatically carried over to the destination side without any loss of data, and the replication will continue as is. Rollback is if you want to replay the logs for some reason, Ingest allows you to select a point from where the logs can be replayed, provided the logs are available on the source system. So right now, I'll go ahead and apply the license. So you can see the license has been applied. I'll go over and select one more table. So I'm selecting another table as by primary key with history. I'll go to schedule and start the bulk initial load. So you can see 5 records have been extracted for each of the tables, and it is creating the table on this snowflake. So you can see that the table have been extracted. We can go over to Snowflake and query the tables. So these are the 2 columns that we have created, effective date and end date. And in control room, you should see the graphs as green. If you drill down to pipelines and go to the default one, click on 1. So it shows you the table names, the last load, and the total records that have been loaded in last 24 hours. All this information is there. Plus, you can set up the alerts. So you can check all the alerts, the triggers that you want. And in the channels, we can set up AWS SNS or email to send out an alert. So this is overall dashboard of Ingest and BryteFlow Ingest. Thank you.